Excuse me. Wow, right out of the gate. Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Wednesday. Jesus. It is hump day. Hump day, hump day, hump day. So anyways, happy Wednesday. So it's Self-Care Wednesday, right? And I thought, let's do something different, because, we do go over the things, all the things, right? Good morning, older sibling. But, excuse me, what the heck? You know why? Because, you are all the first people I'm talking to this morning, so I haven't cleared out my throat yet. Anyways, it's Self-Care Wednesday, and I thought we'd do something a little different. I thought we'd do some oracles. And then I thought, well, maybe I'm not supposed to do oracles because it's Wednesday. And then I thought, oh, maybe we'll just do it for self-care. Where do we need to focus on in self-care? And so I started shuffling cards thinking, well, I'll pull them beforehand, blah, blah, blah. And the self-care card came up. So that is validation. So we're going to do a little bit of New Orleans and we're going to do a little bit of dragons. And yeah, the self-care was just the validation that this is the right thing to do today. Remember, with the oracles, just don't, if it doesn't resonate with you, then, but it feels like it might, put a pin in it, go back to it later. Overthinking it will overstress you. Okay. I'm honestly kind of not sure how I'm feeling right now. Just everything. So I don't feel like reading the oracle guidelines today, because it's not a proper oracle reading. It's just an oracle reading. Oh, that's interesting. Nothing wants to come out of the New Orleans deck. Success, but abundance, success and abundance. There you go. You got your two right at the top, success and abundance. But let's just, we'll give it one more shuffle and see what comes out. Oh, there we go. Growth. There you go. That's your self-care card. Growth. So we'll read the self-care card and then we'll read the other one. So let's see. Self-care was number 12. And, self-care is very important. That's why I try to put it in the middle of the week, because, you got 2 out of the way, you got 2 coming up, and then a weekend. So, and Wednesday's kind of right in the middle of the work week the work week for most people. I know that there are other people who have different types of work weeks that work in retail and, the service industry. So, but I mean, I would love to serve to everybody, but those weekends are always different. So we're just going to go with the banker's hours ones. All right. So it is time to put your focus on taking care of yourself in the most basic ways. Pampering yourself with a long bath, taking extra care about the food you put into your body, getting enough rest, and simply taking some time for yourself is recommended right now. You are close to running on empty, and it is taking a toll on you more than you realize. Sometimes self-care can be as simple as learning when to say yes or no at the right moment. Based on how you feel, take excuse me. Sorry. That came out of nowhere. I apologize. Based on how you feel. Take this time to care for yourself and notice how quickly things start to fall into place in a more effortless way. There you go. And then growth. So we'll talk about the 2 of these together, because self-care can lead to growth. So and this is the growth card, saying it's Mother Earth growing you. And of course the self-care card, which is the chakras in you in the lotus flower. And remember what we talked about the lotus flower. The lotus flower, it grows itself. It starts its life in the dark. And when you think about it, we all start our lives in the dark, right? Our mommies like this are holding us within, and we start out in the dark. And so, and then we grow, then we push out, just like the lotus flower does, and poof, we bloom. So, and only you can allow yourself to know how much you want to bloom. I just realized I forgot to wish everyone the 3rd happy Star Wars Day. Revenge of the 6th. Revenge of the 6th. So at least I came prepared every single day. So anyways, you are growing to trust yourself more. You are becoming more aware of your intuitive feelings and guidance. By allowing yourself the time and flexibility to acknowledge and honor these feelings, you are supporting yourself and having the most fulfilling life possible. Stopping to ask yourself how you feel about something as opposed to what you think about something can make all of the difference. Sometimes what feels right may not be the next logical step, but inevitably it will be what is for your highest good. So it may not feel comfortable, it may not feel like it's something you want to do, but sometimes that's when we have to do it. It's not going against the flow, it's actually going with the flow. It's just you fighting your fear and wondering, is this something I want to do? But I think when we're afraid of something, we should go for it anyway, right? We should absolutely go for it anyway. So, my brain is not braining right now. I'm having like major brain fog right now. But yeah, so just allow yourself to grow. And I think that goes for a lot of us, fear has a nasty way of holding us back. And so does doubt, right? Doubt has an even nastier way of holding us back and keeping us stuck in a place because we're afraid to take that chance. There really is no failure, okay? Say like Thomas Edison said, he didn't figure out 4,000 ways, or he didn't fail 4,000 times. I don't remember the actual quote, so I'm just coming up with my own number. He just found 4,000 ways not to do it, okay? Of course, he did take a lot of other people's ideas, so just saying. poor Tesla. Anyways, let's go to the dragons. This may be the shortest show in history as of late. Because I'm just not sure what is happening to me today. This whole change thing, I am trying not to make it about everything, but damn, it really upends you. And I'm not even there yet. I'm not even sure if I'm in that process, but I can feel everything just changing in me, and it's just, I'm very in tune with my body, and it's just kind of like, like, damn. So anyways, come on, dragons. What you got for us? What you got for us? There's one. Oh, there's another one. Let's see. Anyone want to fly out of here? There we go. You were trying. Wow. Four. Oh, it's so bad. Anyway. All right. Let's start from the top. The Confidant. I love these cards, though. They're very beautiful. They're just... I love the art and and I love dragons anyways. Dragons and fairies are just amazing. So... let's see, and it's number 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 is a good number. It's a completion. Well, it's a completion number, and then 0 is either a starting number or a super completion number. So, there are times to hold your deepest truth within your molten core. And then there are times like these when you need to express yourself in a safe, protected environment. Seek your trusted allies. Share and let yourself be witnessed and received. Whether that is with chosen family, friends, a beloved mentor, or your invisible allies. Okay, gets a little metaphysical there. Some of your greatest protectors are in the realm of the unseen. Confide your truth and express your heart to experience the belonging you are so worthy of. So just, I was thinking about this today. How a lot of times I just don't talk to people because it feels like every time I'm going through something, they're going through something worse. And I don't want to bother them with it, because it's like, ooh, they're not in a good place, so I'll just keep it to myself. And I think that's why I journal a lot, because it feels like the supreme confidant that I do have is my journal. And that's not to take away from everybody that I love and I respect, like older sibling and baby sibling. But, we all go through different things, right? And his older sibling always says, there's always somebody worse off than us. And that's true. It just seems that, sometimes when we need an ear, it's hard to go to someone because, you know that they're just not in a good place. And right now, all my people are not available. And so, this is where it's just, seek your trusted allies. And that's good. But don't hold it in forever. At some point, their thing will smooth out. Okay? But if you need to, get your journal. Okay? Get your journal. This is my journal. My friend made this for me. Yeah. She put my name on it, got upset because the Y wasn't the where she wanted it to go. But I love Mary Poppins. So you know. And then just for giggles, she also got me a pop socket of Mary Poppins. I know it's one of those MagSafe ones, so I can't use it yet because my phone's a little bit older, but when I can, yay. So anyways, and this isn't a knock on anybody, okay, when I'm being open about this. Not at all. That's my choice, because they would all be like, no, open up to me, I need something else to think about. But like older sibling, that's why I said it, because I knew she was going to say that. Older sibling is going through a lot of stuff right now physically. She is not doing well, and the last thing I want to do is just dump all my shit on her, because half the time I don't even know what it is right now. You know, I'm moving through something very different in my life that has to do with my body. And when I was younger, I was never really fully aware of all those things. I never made myself aware. But the more spiritual and metaphysical I become, the more in tune I realize I had to be with my body so that I can read things as they come up, you know, and understand what all these feelings are. So I know she's available. But this is not about anybody else. This is actually about me. And I know I'm not the only person out there that does this, that you just feel like you don't want to bother somebody, and so you hold it in and keep it to yourself. Older sibling is the same way. Don't think I don't notice. She'll hold it in and keep it in. And that's not good for anybody. We got to let this shit out, okay? So like I said, whether you are journaling it or you find someone to talk to, just do it. All right. Don't hold it in. So the next one, the fledgling, number 4, the fledgling. I don't think I've seen this card. That's a little new to me. Oh, look, it's so cute. She's holding a baby dragon. Oh, she got little baby dragons all over her. Oh, it's so cute. I'm in love. Little baby dragons till they grow up big and either burn you to a crisp or eat you. I'm just kidding. I saw How to Train Your Dragon. I also saw Game of Thrones. So, or what was that movie? Dragon Slayer and, what was it? Dragonheart. I don't know. Dragons are just neat creatures. So, you know, if you don't piss them off, they probably will not eat you. Oh yeah, I also saw Reign of Fire. Not the best representation of dragons, but, you know, dragons gotta eat, so. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyways, see what I mean? All different directions this brain is going today. Don't be afraid of taking a risk. Okay, so this is where we talked about this before. Was it with growth? I think it was with the growth card, right? Where don't be afraid to take steps. You know, face your fears and push through it. Move through it. You know, don't run from it. Run at it. All right, run at your fear, because that's how you get over the fear. You run at it. But do it safely, okay? Because I know there are some people out there that were just like, they're adrenaline junkies, all right? But just do it safely and do it legally, all right? Please stay within the parameters of life. So don't be afraid of taking a risk. Fledgling dragons will fall and stumble before they fly. The trick is to keep getting back up, dust off your wings, and try again. This is the beginning of new power, and it often looks awkward to see a fledgling take wing. But grace comes, as does skill, dexterity, and joy. Let yourself try and try again. Fall spectacularly. Fail gorgeously. Then get up and go again. The expansive sky is waiting. See, I love this. Fall spectacularly and fail gorgeously. I love this. This is, you know, again, that quote, right? I didn't find X amount of ways to fail. I found X amount of ways how not to do it. When you first start a new job, even if you have the skills and you've done a job similar to this, their procedures are going to be different. And you learn. You may fall on your face, but you learn. And when we fall on our faces and when we fail gorgeously or fall spectacularly, get back up and learn it. Get back up and learn it. Or if you're trying something and you just don't like it, that's okay, because at least now you know you tried it. It's like trying a new food, right? Like, you know, yeah, everyone's talking about this. I want to try it. I think it's going to be great, blah, blah. And you try it, you're like, I don't get it. There's no shame in that, right? And that's not failing, no, but it's trying something. And, you know, we have a lot of picky eaters out there, right, that don't want to try anything new. They just stick with their little palate, and that's okay, because that makes them happy. But imagine how much stuff they're missing in life, right? Like, I remember at my cousin's party a few years ago, very, very small example. And she had these, it was her 60th birthday. She had these cute, little things, and I had no idea what they were, but they were pretty. They were purple. And so I thought, I'm going to eat it, So it's like, they were just little desserts. And so I was like, oh my God, these are amazing. And so I asked my cousin, I said, what is this? And she's all, it's ube. It was some kind of ube dessert. And ube is it's like a purple sweet potato of the Philippines. Well, I don't think it's of the Philippines, but like the South Pacific. And, the Filipinos have made a big thing out of this. Even now you go to Starbucks, you find the toasted coconut, ube macchiato, right? And ube is just really kind of hit its stride and been, and, but I loved it. But if you would have told me that it was something called ube, I would have never eaten it. That's why I just took a chance. But it was good. It was sweet. It was yummy. I had far too many than I should have had. But yeah, it was very enjoyable. And we just don't think about it. Even older sibling, right? I asked her, I said, well, do you want one of these when we went to Zippy's in Hawaii? And she's like, no. And I said, well, what about the ube thing? No. She kind of made a face, right? But then she accidentally ate mine. I bought her the chocolate one, but she ate it. She's all, and I said, well, what are you eating? And she's all, I don't know, but it's really good. And she's all, I'm eating my thing. And she's all, it's really good. I'm like, that's not yours. That's mine. And of course it was the only one I bought, but she liked it. So see, she wouldn't have eaten it for the same reason I didn't, because it was some word called ube, which is basically, like I said, it's like an Asian sweet potato, but, and it's purple. So it's pretty, right? It's pretty. Who doesn't like to eat pretty food? But she enjoyed it. So there you go. So just try new things. All right. And if you don't like it, at least you can say you did it. So life is full of adventures, whether it's culinary adventures, beverage adventures. I like to try new drinks. Last week I had my very first White Russian, right? Oldest drink on the planet, but I'd never had one before because it just didn't seem that appealing to me. But oh my God. So apparently I just like dark drinks with, light foams on top. Well, I know it didn't have foam on it, but because, I love my Guinness. So I like all the neutral tone drinks. All right, the next one, the receiver. Number 12. Okay. Oh, my brain. Dragons have no problem with amassing wealth. Ooh, there was also the abundance card in the last one. I know I haven't put those away yet. Dragons have no problem with amassing wealth. You could learn a thing or two from them today. Whether that wealth comes in the form of financial opportunity, unexpected help, gifts, a generous offer, or an unanticipated kindness, your power and prowess depend on flexing your receiving muscle. There is no room here to question deservedness. As with all magical creatures, you deserve every good and lovely thing this world and all the others can provide. Receive freely and experience the wealth that true reciprocity can bring. And I think what they're saying there is that when someone's just saying here, someone's trying to give you something, you're like, oh, no, it's okay. Or even when you give someone a present, right? What is the first thing a lot of us say? And I get mad when people do this to me, but I do the same damn thing. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to go out. Why are you doing this? You didn't have to do that. I used to collect shot glasses from years ago, and people would always bring me shot glasses from their adventures around the world, but then they kind of get cumbersome, right? So I used to think the only way that I'm going to collect pens is if I do it myself, because I really want to do it myself. And people started bringing me pens. People started doing things. When I was still working at the last place I worked at, there was a gentleman. He was our paper shredder guy, and he was from Australia, New Zealand. Okay, so I think he was from New Zealand, but but he had family also in Australia. So he and his wife had gone back for 3 weeks to visit and blah blah blah. And he was carrying all these pens in his pocket, and of course that's the first thing I noticed. But this guy was always quiet. Always quiet, never talked to us. Like, he tried to say hi and he just kind of quiet, just kind of kept to himself. So I never thought he liked me. And then one day he came in and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're back. I said, I know we never talked, but I missed you while you were gone. you know, and because he always had to give me the paperwork, and it's like, well, have a good day, thanks. You too. And then he was out the door. So it's kind of like, okay, you know, whatever. But, yeah, you know, you just want to be kind because you never know what kind of day they're having. Or, you know, maybe they just keep to themselves because getting involved is just not their thing. But we started talking and he's like, oh, yeah, I did this, that, and the other. And then before he left, he gave me one of the pens. And apparently he was giving them to his customers that were engaging with him. So, see, I got a pen from Australia. How... But that was probably the only time in my life the first thing I said was, are you sure? And he's like, absolutely. He's all, you know, and he's all, I see you have a whole thing of pens on. I'm like, yeah, those are my pens. I said, I collect pens. And then, you know, I got all giddy. And then after that, though, every time he came in, he was just like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You know, so I think he was just waiting for someone to engage with him, not just, hey, how's it going? Things over there, you know? So, but I know that was kind of a long story, but even with strangers, we tend to do that. Are you sure? Or, you know, just when someone is offering you something, just say, oh my gosh, you know, thank you. And you might be embarrassed. You might feel like you don't deserve it, but they are doing something for you. They are giving you something from their heart, from their soul, you know, and they're just saying, here, I'd like you to have this. And it's like, oh, wow, thank you so much, you know, and, you know, just... And with your own people, don't be, oh, well, you didn't have to do that. It's like, yeah, we know we didn't have to do it, but we did it. You know, and like I said, I'm bad at that too, because I do that all the time. That's my first reaction. Oh, you didn't have to do that. It's Christmas. Here, Merry Christmas. Oh, you didn't have to do that on your birthday. So anyways, be a welcome receiver. Don't question it. Just be grateful for it. Okay. Just show gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, you know, or, oh my gosh, thank you so much for thinking of me. There's so many better things we can say than, oh, you didn't have to do that. Okay. So here's the last one, the Alchemist. Oh, that's a sexy card. But I think the dragon is her tattoo. Yeah, the dragon is her tattoo. And she has wings, fairy wings. So anyways, the Alchemist. That's a good one. This is going to probably tie them all together. There are 3 stages of alchemy, and the first is Negrado, the black signifying darkness or the void. Albedo is the second stage, where the darkness is transformed into white energy or light. And finally, Rubedo, where the new illumination becomes fixed into matter. Anyone hoping to achieve a dragon's level of sovereignty will need to continually practice all 3 stages, becoming an alchemist of life. We enter crisis and the dark night of the soul, the Negrado, reach towards new illuminated understanding, the Albedo, and finally create our new thoughts, beliefs, and reality, Rubedo. You're being asked right now to pay attention to what phase you're in and to consciously participate in your own transformation. Oh, that feels very personal. But think about it. You had the receiver. Why are we so reluctant to receive, even from people who are just trying to be kind to us? The fledgling, you are learning, but take those risks. The confidant, don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to find someone to talk to. And if you can't at the moment until someone is available, journal it. Get it up and out of you. Get the darkness out of you, right? This card is tying all these together, including the self-growth card and the self-care card. It's asking you, where are you falling short in your life? Where are you not being there for you? Where are you not putting yourself first? There is nothing wrong with putting yourself first. That doesn't mean do it all the time, okay? Because the world is not about us. It is about everyone and us. It's us and everyone. But it's not just about you. It's not just about me. It's about, again, like I said, all of us. But in order to pour from a full cup, in order to serve from a full cup, in order to give from a full cup, you need sometimes to put yourself first and practice that self-care. Self-care is not selfish. It is necessary. I can't remember which one of these cards said it, but it says, if you feel like you are not running out of all this energy, if you just feel like you are depleted, then you need to reset. You need to, re-engage with yourself. And this card, like I said, I'm surprised actually, because I've never seen this card, but it is telling you, this card is pulling it all together. If you have something that you need to get out of you, whether you think you've healed it or not, journal it out, write it out, talk it out. How does it make you feel? Going, if you had trauma in your past life and you thought, well, I got over it. I went to therapy. I did this. I did that. But maybe certain things trigger you still. Then it's still there. And it's just waiting to be, healed some more. Or it's just there saying, hey, let's gauge where we're at here. Okay, where are we? Where are we in this healing process? Are you in the darkness? Are you in the light? Or are you in the moving forward stage? And, whether you're going through a change, because, girls, we go through these changes through life, at the beginning, in the middle, whether you have kids or not, your body is still changing. And then at the very end, when you're done, and the middle part is just kind of bookended by the other two. When you start a cycle, when you end a cycle, and then everything in between, but your body is constantly changing. And that's the same for boys. Well, men, the males of the world, their body's constantly changing and in flux as well. And, I'm not sure I wouldn't say it's as much as a girl, because there's not a lot of stuff your piping does that ours does. But there are things that they have to go through, especially age related, that women don't have, like prostate stuff, right? Women do not have prostates. Oh my God. But, sorry, I was just thinking about a movie where they're, I think it's my prostate. It's like, you're a girl. Just like, no. But they were just trying to come up with something to stay home, be sick, just kids. But yeah, there are things men that go through that we can't go through. And so, or, assigned at birth. So, so what do you call it? I just lost my thought. So yeah, across the board, we're always changing. But a lot of times, that's just the body, right? But what about our mental state? What about our soul? What about our heart? What about this energy that we're carrying around? Is it the energy we want to be carrying around? Is there more to what we're feeling? Is there something that is, fueling this, this whatever we're going through at the moment? The pain, the brain frog. You know what? It's just going to be brain frog from now on, because I cannot seem to say that word without saying brain fog. But oh my Lord, have mercy. But yeah, so you just have to figure out where you fall in this. And maybe you feel like, oh, I don't have trauma, everything's great, la la la. Or maybe I healed this, I healed that. But it could be lots of things. You don't have to go through some of the traumas that other people go through to have trauma. Maybe someone was mean to you. You were trying to be nice, someone might have lashed out at you, been mean to you, and you never got that resolved. Okay, or maybe someone, maybe you accidentally made a mistake while driving and someone just, pounded on you, right? And you're just kind of like, and you might feel those things. So you don't necessarily have to have some kind of, written about in the books, childhood trauma or adult trauma. Trauma can be anything. It could be a car accident. It could be a family member who's ill. It could be a friend who's ill. It could be, all these things. These things give us feelings. And sometimes when we push those feelings down and we don't deal with it, they will come up later. So you have to decide if you want to deal with them. You have to decide what needs to be healed and how do I go about it. And then you go through those 3 stages. You go through the dark, where you're in, where you may feel like you're in the dark, moving into the light, and then moving into this place that is like, whoa. And sometimes I'm in that place, the whoa place, and it's a little confusing to me. It's hard sometimes to buckle down because you're always waiting for the next bad thing to happen, and it doesn't. So you also have to figure out how to heal that to move through all of that. You have to figure out how to heal this part of you that is, hurting, regardless of what that hurt is. Not that the hurt's not important, because it is. Sorry, there's this really pretty sparrow over there, and it's got red markings. Oh, it must be spring. But anyways, right? It's like, wow, squirrel. But oh, look. Oh, hi. He was right up there. Oh, so close. Oh, he was letting me admire him. I apologize. Anyways, yeah. Wow, total squirrel moment there. So anyways, you just have to figure out what it is that is bothering you in this moment and move through it. All these cards we had today are talking about that. The self-care, the self-growth, the confidant, the fledgling. all these things. Take that risk in your life. You know, the one person that you can depend on the most in your life is yourself. Everybody else is a gift when you can depend on them. You know, it's just, it's a gift that you have, you know, brought in all these people into your life. But you are the one that you are with 24/7 for your entire life. And you get to make those choices for yourself. You get to decide if you're going to move through this or just continue to shove it down. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. All lives are public, under Shelley Marie Lucas. I may or may not be on my soapbox tomorrow. Not intentional. I just had I saw a really good quote yesterday, and I thought, I need to talk about this because these are things that influence, you know, and when we don't, well, I'll talk about it tomorrow. So anyways, I don't think it'll be a soapbox moment, but chances are it might turn into one. So, but we're gonna, yeah, it's an age-old subject, but yeah, so I hope you tune in. 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live, All Lives Are Public, under Shelley Marie Lucas. Anyone can watch, all my lives are public. And you can also find me on social media across the board. I start at YouTube and TikTok, and then they move out from there. Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads. Instagram I have trouble posting to because apparently these are too long. So hopefully you will find it on other places. All right. So again, have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. I couldn't see everybody that tuned in, but I did see the numbers going up and down. Older sibling, thank you for popping on. I know you weren't feeling that well this morning, so I appreciate it. Have a great day.